What's up guys? My name is River Manuel and I'm going to be showing you how I took this client's store to over 94K in sales. So my name is River Manuel. I run Facebook ad marketing for online businesses. I currently contract for a digital marketing agency. I don't know if you know who Noah Brewer is, but he's done over 8 million sales, so it's a big step up. I gotta tell you what I plan to do with this channel and stuff, so I'll be showing you basically what I wish I had when I was first starting out. I was told by my mentor, Noah, to be as real as possible, focus 100% on the value that I would be giving to you guys. I'll be showing you scaling strategies, where I fucked up on the ads. I've done over 6 figures in client sales now, so I figure it's time to just share what I know, provide as much value as possible to you guys, and then as I grow, hopefully my followers will grow and stuff too and everything. So yeah. Okay, so I just want to be clear that the client did come to us with the winner. He came to me about mid-May. We actually did find him a winner using our strategies. But we decided to actually focus in and hone in on this one winner instead, as it was saw on the first couple of days it had like a 6-7 ROAS. So we figured, let's just focus all our efforts into that one. And then I took over. It wasn't our complete exact strategy as I usually do it, but I had just pivoted accordingly. And then we'd actually kind of integrated Nick's Noah strategy with whoever they were using. I think it was like Verums or something. I just started cutting and scaling ad sets. I mean, you're gonna be realizing as you go, cutting and scaling and maintaining your ads is a super important part about Facebook ads, and I think it's important to realize that as well. So it's important to note that I didn't really touch anything until about the 27th. I just let it keep on going until I was able to make a CBO. I let it build up the purchases, and then on the first CBO, which was June 2nd, so I let it go for a week. Yeah, so after we hit our first 1K day after the first CBO, and then after that, I let the CBO run. I kind of let it optimize, build up the data, right? And then the CBO fluctuations were about $900 to $1,000 days, and the CBO was shooting at $100 a day. Okay, so just to start this off, I think it's important to show you guys that I do actually have a client that's about to hit 94K in sales. So I'll just show that right here, 94, right? So I'll go ahead and refresh that. This is the date, and 29th. Gotta be careful not to show anything. Yeah, that's today. Today's kind of shit, but I go to May 23rd to today, which is July 29th, and there you go. And so yeah, so it's not going to be any fluff or anything, so yeah. Okay, so back to where I was. It was I had just made a $100 CBO, and I was just kind of building off and making the best move for the kind of data I was seeing. So you got to look at the numbers. You can't have I feel like you can't have an emotional attachment to the Facebook ads. I mean, you straight up just got to look at the numbers and see, okay, what is this telling me? What's the best move to make? What's the absolute what can I do next, right? So yeah, so I kind of told you we're fluctuating between 900 to 1K days, but here it says here 1200, so a little bit more than that. Yeah. So important to keep in mind. So we did have the relaunch going. Not the relaunch, the original campaign, which is 7 single interest ad sets, right? And then after the first 3 days, right, I start cutting and scaling. So if it hits $14, $15, right, I like to just kill the ad, right? If it has no sales, right? Because even if it has a bunch of checkouts and shit, if it has nothing by $15, then I just kill it. We had the CBO plus that original campaign. June 8th, so I let it build up for another week or so, and we're doing pretty good. So June 8th I made another CBO. June 12th I made a new campaign with a new set of interests, and then we started hitting about 2K days. Fluctuations were 1,800 plus, right? So with the new campaign with a new set of interests, so I would just take the top performing creatives. I'm pretty sure we had 2 or 3 creatives within the ads, in the ad sets. So yeah, so I just take the top performing ones. I only take the top 2. And then I would just I bundled up with I took the best interest, I duplicated it into a campaign, right? And then you just hit the suggestions tab, obviously, right? And it'll give you a good list of interests. So I feel like it's important to the interest targeting. Yeah, so you got to think about like who. I like to always think about when I'm doing interest targeting, like who my ideal buyer is. What do they do? Like what are they interested in? Right, so what do they do on a daily basis? Like, what do they like? What are their hobbies? You know. So just think about that. Like, even like the kind of brands affiliated with the product, right? Like, I feel like a lot of people like overcomplicate interest targeting when in reality it's so simple. I feel like it's more of a question of like, you know, Facebook is gonna optimize to it. And honestly, like even audience size, I wasn't even really looking at the audience size. Like, if a fucking audience would be like, you know, 300 mil plus, then I'd just try it, right? Like ranges like from I feel like the sweet spot's like at least 1 mil plus for me. Like that's what I was doing. After he hit his first 2K days, the fluctuations, it was like $1,200 to like $1,800 days till now basically. This is still pretty early in, so we hit about 30K not long after. But it's kind of, these things kind of happen where it's like, you know, it's inevitable. Or you get fucking disabled, and it sucks, right? Because you had an important factor in Facebook ads is building up the momentum, and then you build up the momentum, right? And then Facebook will just kind of just stop it right there, and it just sucks because you kind of you lose that consistency that you had with the ads, and you don't know if it's gonna really re-optimize again. You can't really do anything but fucking cross your fingers. So that's exactly what we did. And then, so we got hit with the ban a couple times. We got hit with the ban like 3 or 4 times, and then it was still doing good, but it just wasn't as strong as it was performing in the beginning. But yeah, so actually we did make a comeback from that. Yeah, so we made a comeback from that, and then I'd say like after we were fluctuating at like $1,200, $800 days. That's still happening. We got hit with a page score penalty, and oh, guys, those suck because it literally tells you it ruins your delivery and it ruins your optimization. So we got hit with that, and then I just kind of started going to shit, but like we kind of did recover. Here's the thing: is you guys gotta make sure that you guys are staying on top of customer fulfillment, customer service. You gotta make sure you're staying on top of all of that. And we were essentially, we had like about 7 to 11 day shipping. So it was generally pretty fast. It's just that I don't know why but we had to get hit with that page score penalty. But yeah, so we're just kind of recovering back from that now. And then now, so it's just so I would just be continue making CBOs off those interest campaigns basically. So how I was structured is that I would make new interest campaigns, right? I'd let the interest campaigns build up some data, right? And then we have a certain criteria we like to follow. Honestly, like yeah, like so Noah tells me like 8 to 10 or 10 plus sales, and it's and with a 3.5 or a 3 plus ROAS to be eligible for a CBO. And the way we structure our CBOs is we like to have 5 ad sets, 5 single interest ad sets, right? Our best performing ones into a CBO. And then the reason why we do that is because it just has the highest probability of working. And then we've seen that time and time again, right? I've worked over like 50, 60 ad accounts, right? It's just what I've seen. Like it's just 5 single interest in that CBO always performs the best for us. Yeah, but so I'm gonna be like kind of honest, right? If I'd see like 7 to like 9, 10 plus sales, right? Like I would just go ahead and slap it in the CBO because I want to see how the CBO works, because the CBOs are like, you know, I feel like the bread and butter of scaling. I mean, yeah, so it's just a great way to increase the ad spend and knowing that, you know, you probably will get a great return for your money. At this point now, after the kind of fucking page penalties and stuff, we were kind of hovering around like 70K. So I told you we moved right into lookalikes. And the way we structure our lookalikes is kind of the same way we like to structure our retargeting. And by the way, I did throw retargeting there. I feel like retargeting is a really good way to re-spark and boost some life into your ad accounts. So the way I like to think about it is like a fire. The ad account is a fire, right? And then the way you build up and scale it is by, you know, you kind of throw more spark and more life and more fire. Let's say it's like gas, right, into the ad account, and then that's how it kind of pertains into like momentum and stuff. So yeah, so we threw in retargeting sometime between like 60 and 70K. And obviously the retargeting is always, I find that they always really do help with bringing up the campaign back up to life and stuff. So we kind of do have a criteria for the retargeting. I think as long as the retargeting has like, I don't know, 30, 50 plus sales, then I go ahead and make the retargeting. Another way, indication on whether or not you should make a retargeting is if you have like 25 plus sales or something, and then that you see that it's kind of dying out. The best move to make, I feel like, would be a retargeting, just to kind of bring up that campaign up to par, and like to see if it's gonna be like how it was before, because a retargeting is like you bring back the warm traffic, right? And then that's how it pertains to that. Back to our lookalikes though. So we like to structure the lookalikes. Yeah, so it's the same as retargeting, but like I started off with the all website visitors, and then we go add to cart, checkout, purchase, video view 10 second, video view 25%, video view 50%, and then so on, 75%, and then 95%. But yeah, so currently we are on purchase, and then purchase lookalikes, they're the perceived holy grail of lookalike audiences. Alright, I fucking launched the purchase yesterday, right? And then I remember when I was first starting out, all the gurus would say, purchase lookalikes, you need to get this many purchases, and then once you get purchase lookalikes, you're good sailing, build up your data. But I find that's not the case, because this purchase lookalike just did fucking garbage, and the add to cart is slapping ass. So it's also important to keep in mind that you are maintaining your ads. Like, I like to create an ad set in each of the campaigns, not the CBOs. Don't fucking touch the CBOs. Alright, don't even kill any ad sets in the CBOs, alright? In the kind of single interest ad set campaigns. So make sure you're maintaining those like every day. I like to check in my ads like twice a day, but I also found it's important not to micromanage your campaigns. So what that means is, like, I don't know, like I found that I was too into my ads, like I would look at it too many times, I guess, right? And then actually, I just learned recently that sometimes the best move is to literally just let the campaigns do their thing and let it optimize. She's a funny story, actually, the kind of other day, I was showing Noah one of the campaigns, right? And he doesn't really look at the work anymore, right? I just kind of asked him, like, what would you do in the situation, right? And then he was like, you know what, I just leave it, right? And then the next day we hit like a 2.5K day, which is like really good. So sometimes the best move is literally just to do nothing, but like as you go, you'll kind of just develop that experience into knowing what to do and what not to do. So we're just kind of scaling with the lookalikes now. We'll probably be moving into lookalikes with CBOs pretty soon here. The thing to note is that there is a good amount of mistracking in the ads account. So it says 81,000 on the value, but we're just about to hit over 6 figures with over $28,000 spent. What I wish I'd done better in regards to scaling this account to 6 figures. I just want to say that growing slowly and steadily has always worked better than scaling the fuck out of your ads. You want to maintain profitability and consistency as much as you can, because would you rather have fucking, $100,000, right, with fucking 5% margins, or, like $50,000 with freaking 40% margins, right? And that kind of pertains into scaling, because as you scale, you're gonna find that your margins will go down. That just happens. It's unavoidable. But like, I just want to say, take your time, look at the data, make the best move, right? And that's what's gonna ultimately rake in your profits. Another thing I want to point out is it's about what you focus on to Facebook. I mean, I feel like a lot of people, they focus on unimportant fucking metrics. For example, like CTR, okay, click-through rate, right? Like people look at their ads, right? Like it's like, okay, we see it's a 3 to 5% click-through rate. Like I don't even put that in my KPI, dude. I don't even look at that. What I'm looking for purchases and ROAS, because that's ultimately like those are the biggest factors into your business. So important to keep in mind, like focus on the right things, maintain your ads. Keep in mind that this was during all that coronavirus fiasco kind of stuff, so margins were a bit thinner than they should have been. So we were, I think the first month when we did about 40K, we took home about $8,000 US. So yeah, so the way it works is that I take profit share from that, and then I just split it with the team. Alright guys, so that was my first ever YouTube video. Remember to like and subscribe. So margins were a bit slimmer due to the coronavirus, so we were doing all of the scaling during that. So if it wasn't there, but you know, well, everything happens for a reason. So I mean, I only learned a lot more during that. So yeah. Also, don't micromanage your campaigns like I did. There's only so many optimizations you can do. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Peace.